Hello, and welcome back to Mom Life Rewritten, where we are learning the burnout and rewriting the rules of what mom life should actually be like. I am Sally Bisbee, certified life coach, professional organizer, custom crafter, mom of three, and just a mom on a mission to help other moms just like me live a life free of constant stress and overwhelm and just live a happy life, right? Life's too short to be anything but happy. And that is my mission and my passion. And I am just happy that you are here listening today. So, today I want to talk about the fact that men are not mind readers. And it's okay to ask for help. I'm going to share a little story about something that happened a few days ago that I was like, oh, yep, this is next week's YouTube episode for sure. So, uh, last week, as I was getting my younger two. So if you're new here, my kids are 22, 6, and 9. So my little ones are in first and fourth grade. And I was doing stuff at night, getting my kids packing their snacks for the next day, getting backpacks ready, getting, the house picked up, all that stuff. And I will say this, I love my husband. He's such a good husband, but he's still a dude. Like he just doesn't get things quite like I'd like him to. Anyways, while I'm running around in the kitchen with like a chicken with my head cut off, he's in our room just sitting on his phone scrolling. And as I was having this moment of why am I doing all this stuff? And he's just sitting over there. I walked into the room and I looked at him and said, when are the two times I am most stressed out during the day? And he looked at me and he's like morning and night. I'm like 100%. I don't really get super stressed anymore. It's my mission. It is what I've worked on. It is why it's my mission because I was sick of being a stressed out mom all the time. And it's why I've created all these systems and habits in my life that really work and keep the stress down and all the things. But it's September. We're getting back into the routine of school and getting prepared for, um, you know, school mornings, and our darn bus comes 20 minutes earlier this year. And so everything feels a little thrown off. Anyways, I said, yes, those are the two times, morning and night, because in the morning, I have to keep my kids on schedule so that we get to the bus on time, so nobody like feels super rushed, so that, they get their time to we let them watch TV for a few minutes and wake up before we do breakfast and get ready and then get out to the bus. And in the evening, it's always, I try to do whatever I can in the evening to get ready for the morning, but it's still me packing their backpacks, making sure homework's done, making sure stuff is out of their backpacks, repacking snacks, all those things. I said, so when the two times are that I get most stressed, I'm like, what do you think you could do about it? He's like, probably ask how I can help. I'm like, yep, as that is a talk we've had a lot. We know, and if anyone wants to argue me on it, go for it. But we know as moms, we just do more for our kids. My husband does a lot around here. I have worked hard to hand things off, to ask for help, to do all the things. But here's the thing I know is that men are not mind readers. I look back to many friendships over the years, and one in particular years ago that she would get super upset that her boyfriend at the time just didn't know what she wanted. I was like, "Have you ever just told him?" And she's like, "Oh no, he should just know." And I'm like, "Oh well, how it works here is I just tell my husband like, here's what I could really use help with. Here's what I could use from you. Here's what I need." And my husband, thank God, is very receptive to that. He's like, just tell me what you need and I will do it. Now, in a perfect world, would it be amazing if we didn't have to tell him? 100%. Nobody tells us, right? As moms, nobody tells us like all the stuff has to be done. We just do it. But we are wired different. And that is one of the things I love, that God made men and women different. I will never try to be. I mean, there's many times I'm like, oh, I wish I was the dad in this situation because I think they have it easier on a lot of things. But I love being a mom, and a lot comes with it. But God wired us different, and that's okay. It's okay. But my point is that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to voice, frustration. It's okay to also try to divvy things up a little more equally. my husband and I have talks often, just kind of little touch bases on life and how's it going and all this stuff. And, a hard thing that we struggle with is I'm home. I run my businesses, and so I'm home. And so sometimes because he's at work out on the road, he's in sales, so he's on the road all day. In his mind, it's like, well, yeah, but you're home all day. You're like, yeah, but I'm still working all day. And so what goes on in the house to take care of the house, what goes on with the kids to take care of the kids, like it shouldn't all fall on me just because I'm mom. And so we've really worked on kind of divvying that up. But believe me, it didn't happen without a conversation, without a hey, like, how are we going to work so that this is a little more equal? It's not equal. It's not anywhere close to equal. Um, I wish I had the magic answer to say, like, do this and things will be split 50-50. But I think we all know as moms that we take that load on, right? The mental load is so real. And I don't know that I ever really thought about it with my oldest because I was a single mom. So everything was just on me. It was a given. And honestly, there was an ease to that because there's no resentment towards anybody. There was never a resentment of like, why do I have to do this all? It's like, oh, I do have to do this all. It's just me. And now being married and having two more kids, it's a different world of like, wait a minute, like I always say, this is our house and these are our kids. This isn't my house and my kids that you live here. This is our family, our house. We need to keep on up on everything together. And so through the years, I've found simple ways, right, to ask for help, to say, like, hey, I probably not happily, but I will do the laundry. Like I'm home, so it makes sense for me to do laundry. I do, I do one load of laundry every day. Sometimes it gets crazy and we do two loads, but I keep up on it. I do one load of laundry. I wash it, I dry it, I fold it. And then my husband puts it all away. I no longer put it away, which isn't that huge of a deal, but for me, like I don't love that part. So I passed it along to him. But also, it's not just my clothes. It's my clothes along with the four other people that live here, and it shouldn't just be all on me. There's a lot of things I've passed off. He does the dishes every morning. He vacuums the house every Sunday. He helps with a lot of things that I used to just do it all, and then I'd get kind of resentful as to like why doesn't he do more? And I'm like, well, it doesn't do more because I just do it, right? I think as moms we so often just do it and then we get resentful that they don't do anything, but then why would they just step in when something's already being done? And so I don't know, maybe you have a heroic husband like that who actually sees that you're overwhelmed and just steps in and does things for you. And that's amazing. And if you do, all the power to you. But most of the husbands I know just aren't they're a little clueless, right? They're a little clueless of our needs. And so I don't know. My whole point of this one today is just really that men are not mind readers. Tell them what you need, ask for help, be okay with telling them, like, hey, like, and even if you're a stay-at-home mom and your husband works all the time, it's still you guys' house and you guys' family, and it shouldn't fall all on you. If you are at home raising the kids, that's your job, and you're doing amazing. And just because your husband is gone every day working doesn't mean he shouldn't have to come home and also help with those kind of things. When you make the decision to have kids and own a home and have a family and all those things, like it's a team. It's a team effort. And that's, something my husband and I talked about years ago. And every once in a while we have to have a little reminder talk of like, hey, remember, we're a team. Like, let's do this together. It's, me and you against the world. Let's be a team. Let's do it together. So I hope that if you are like me and having moments where you are struggling with, for us, we're getting into our groove, but just getting back into school and finding our routine and getting stuff ready at night so we have smooth mornings. Um, just for me, it was a big deal. Like, instead of being resentful towards my husband, I just thought, okay, I could sit and like be resentful that he's in the room scrolling through his phone while I'm running around out here doing all this stuff, or I could go tell him how I feel so he knows, and then he has the option to actually do something about it. And I will say, he's been much more helpful about things. There's just a lot of stuff that I don't know he'll ever take over because it's just all the stuff in our head, right? Like, oh my gosh, what day do the kids have library and they need their library book? What is their next appointment? Like, when do we need well checks scheduled? When do we have this? Oh, we got a event at school this weekend. We have this, we have that, it's just all that stuff's always there. So whatever you can ask for help, get him involved in. Remember that, like I said, it's our family, it's our home. It shouldn't be just my responsibility because I'm the mom. Ask for help, get him involved, let him know how you feel, and hopefully he'll be like my husband and be receptive to it and want to help. My husband always is like, I don't want you to feel like this. I don't want you to be stressed. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by our house or our kids or any of the stuff. So let me know what I can help with. And I've just found it's easier just to tell him than to wish that he was a mind reader. So um, a few things. I'm going to drop the link below. If you haven't yet grabbed my free Simple 7 Habits guide, grab it. It is the 7 things that I do every day to keep my life running smoothly, especially my house. And it isn't just, there's some that my family are involved in that I don't just do them all alone, but I get my family involved, but they keep my days running smoothly. And now we're factoring in school and all that stuff back to our schedule. And also I want to put a plug in for my online community membership called Real Mom Society that should be starting up the beginning of October. My passion for it is to build a place where we can come and talk about this stuff, that you can realize that there's other moms going through the same thing that you're going through and find ways that will help eliminate stress in your life, that build this community around yourself, find your moms to love on you and support you, and really create that village, and just also be able to get some pointers, some validation that what you're feeling is valid, and just to know that you're not alone in these things that we go through as moms. It's so easy to look on Instagram or Facebook and be like, oh, these moms all have it all together. Well, we don't. We don't. Most of us don't. But there are things that some of us have figured out, and my hope is to pass those along to all the moms that need it, and just help mom life run smoother. And again, build that community of love and support around you of other moms that are dealing with the same kind of messy middle of motherhood, kids in school and sports and all that stuff, while trying to still figure out how to take care of yourself and be happy and not be a big ball of stress all the times. I hope you have an amazing day, and I thank you for being here. Hit the subscribe button, follow me, and don't miss a new episode. Have a great one.